व्याकरणञ्च तद्भक्त्या पिबन्तु शततावगन्तां श्रीहरिं मधुरं दत्त्वा हरिनामामृतं रसं व्याकरणञ्च तद्भक्त्या पिबन्तु व्रजवासिनः साङ्केत्यं पारिहास्यं वा स्तोपनहेलनमेव वा वैकुण्ठनामग्रहणम् अशेषागोहरं विधु। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all devotees for this divine session on Samskrta embedded with the pastimes of the Lord. So we will begin with Mahaprabhu's incident from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Mahaprabhu, when he was in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he was famous as Nimai Pandit. And this Nimai Pandit, because he was a Pandit, many would come and study Shastra from him. So he would teach Shastra and he would teach Sanskrit. And he had an extraordinary way of teaching, wherein he would make the subject Krishna conscious. He would introduce the holy name of the Lord, and he would make it compulsory that all students who come with tilak and shikha. So like that, compulsory, he had made the whole school Krishna conscious. So much before Mahaprabhu, lot of intellectual work has happened in India with respect to Sanskrit. India is a land where Vedic culture flourished, especially the language of Sanskrit was quite famous. It was the primary medium of exchange, and it was called Devanagari, the language from the Nagara of the Devas, or the divine language. It is not some ordinary language. It is the language of the Vedas. So this language being so huge, Sanskrit is the only language you can say in which most of the rules of the language, more than 90% of the rules of the language, are all together in the form of codes called sutras. Just if you understand the sutras, we will understand almost everything in the language. So that is the speciality of this language Sanskrit. This may not be available in any language all over the world. There are rules for grammar, but then you cannot discriminate between why PUT is put and why CUT is cut. You cannot, there is no proper reason to do it. But in Sanskrit, that doesn't happen. It's all along with the language, there are rules also framed. So that makes it a very sophisticated and very advanced language. This language was very ancient, and one thing is that as one gets into so many rules of subject and grammar and all those things, the subject would become dry, and it really requires people with very good intellect and very good interest in grammar and all to actually understand the complex rules of the subject. So that is why it has been observed that people start studying this subject and gradually lose interest into it. So initially there will be many people who will be joining in this subject, but gradually over a period of time, what we find is that people start losing interest. Initially, if we have 50 people, at the end, even if we have some 3 or 4 people, 5 people, it's a big thing. We will try to, based on the directions given by Mahaprabhu and Jiva Goswami, try to present this into as interesting and as a Krishna conscious way as possible, so that the interest continues. Mahaprabhu was teaching it that way in his school in Navadvip, and taking this as a theme. Jiva Goswami, what he did is he brought a set of rules of grammar called Harinamamrita Vyakarna. And in this way, Mahaprabhu's innovative idea of making the language itself God conscious was formalized by Jiva Goswami using his Harinamamrita Vyakarna. So, as I told you, grammar itself is a boring subject for all. It is only meant for a few people. But by introducing these holy names, it has become rasapurvaka, it has become very tasty, it has become very joyful. For example, in Sanskrit, okay, before we proceed further, I wanted to know something like how many of you are comfortable with the alphabets of Sanskrit language? How many of you can comfortably read and how many of you cannot comfortably read and write Sanskrit? Please raise your hands. Cannot. Okay. So there seems to be a good number of devotees who actually cannot read and write Sanskrit comfortably. So we will have a separate class on writing and reading. One thing I would like to recommend all devotees is that the Sringeri Shankar Mutt has a group called Sura Saraswati Sabha, and it's in Bangalore only. It is there. They organize exams once in 6 months. There is 5 levels of exams: Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Turiya, and Pravesha. There are 5 levels of exams that are there, and they once you enroll for that, you will get a small book. And then February and July, there are two slots when the exams will be there. So you all can enroll for that course. We will study the contents of that also here along with our study. That way, it will help have a formal learning of the subject, and it will make it more easy, the understanding of that language. And so once we enroll for that, the alphabets and all the practice will be there in that. So we will be going through that also. Okay. So now coming back to Jiva Goswami Prabhupada. So Jiva Goswami made the difficult subject very easy and very interesting. Although Panini grammar is technically perfect, it relies on abstract algebraic codes which are quite difficult to understand for a common man with common intellect. Jiva Goswami, what he did is he replaced the terminologies and made them Krishna conscious. And that way, it makes the matter very interesting. For example, there are Sandhi rules. Some Sandhi is called Guna Sandhi, some Sandhi is called Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. So, Jiva Goswami replaces the names there. And he says instead of Guna Sandhi, he calls it Govinda Sandhi. And instead of Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, he calls it Trivikrama Sandhi. So that way, by replacing the words into God conscious words, he made the subject matter very interesting. So if we actually study this Harinamamrita properly, it will be like a Bhagavatam class. Sanskrit learning will be like a Bhagavatam class. So it will be that interesting. So I would like to recite the Mangalacharanam. You all can try to repeat after me. Krishnam upasitum asya
कृष्णम् उपासितम् अस्य
srijam iva namavalim tanavai
सृजमिव नामावलिन्तनवै
tvaritam vitare desha
त्वरितं वितरेम देश
tat sahityadi jamodam
तत्साहित्यादि जामदम्
जामोदम्
ahata jalpita jatitam
आहत जल्पित जटितम्
आहतजल्पितजटितम्
दृष्ट्वा शब्दानुशासनस्तोमम्
दृष्ट्वा
शब्दानुशासनस्तोमम्
हरिनामावलिवलितम्
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 व्याकरणं वैष्णवार्थमा चिन्मः
व्याकरणं वैष्णवार्थमाचिन्मः
व्याकरणे मरुनीवृत्ति
व्याकरणे मरुनीवृत्ति
जीवनलुब्धा सदा संविघ्नः
जीवनलुब्धा सदा संविघ्नः
व्याकरञ्च तद्भक्त्या
व्याकरणञ्च तद्भक्त्या
पिबन्तु शतदावगाहन्ताम्
शतदावगाहन्ताः
श्रीहरिं मधुरं नत्वा
श्रीहरिं मधुरं नत्वा
हरिनामामृतं रसं
हरिनामामृतरसं
Vyakarancha tad bhaktya
व्याकरणञ्च तद्भक्त्या
pibantu brajavasinaha
पिबन्तु
वासिनः
प्रजावासिनः
sanketyam parihasyam va
साङ्केत्यं पारिहास्यं वा
stobanam helanam eva va
शोभनं केवलमेव वा
vaikunta nama grahanam
वैकुण्ठनामग्रहणं
ashesago haram viduhu.
अशेषादो हरिं विदुः.
So I would like to explain this. It's a very beautiful Mangalacharna. I had shared the Google form for all of you to fill. Many of them are able to fill the form. Some of you, I think, are yet to fill. So deliberately, we have put certain questions there, like what is the purpose of learning Sanskrit and how it will be helpful in bhakti and other things, so that it will help us evaluate. So Krishnam upasitum asya srujam iva namavalim tanavai. So there is these rules of grammar Jiva Goswami has written with only one purpose. The purpose is Krishna upasana. It will help us to worship the Lord better. So how can rules of the grammar help to worship Lord better? They will help us to understand Sahitya, they will help us to understand Shastra, they will help us to understand Siddhanta. So by helping us to understand the Shastra, Sahitya and Siddhanta, we will be able to worship the Lord better. So that is why I have framed these rules of grammar, is what Jiva Goswami says. Now one may question him. There are already so many grammar rules. There are different sections of grammar, different schools of grammar that are already there. What is the purpose of adding one more? What benefit are you getting by adding one more section of grammar and increasing the confusion again? So for that he writes, Ahat jalpita jatitam drishtva shabdanu shasanastomam harinama valivalitam vyakarnam vaishnavartamachani. See, there are already so many rules I know, but then they are too difficult to open. Just like sometimes the hair gets locked. Matajis would have experienced, some Prabhujis who have Shikha also would have experienced. The hair gets locked and it takes effort to straighten it. Lot of combing is required to straighten the whole thing. Or sometimes the thread gets too much tied and to unknot it is a big thing. So similarly, one gets so much entangled into so many rules of grammar, it's too difficult to come out of that. And there are a lot of unnecessary rules, there are a lot of difficult rules. So Shabdanushasana Stomam, the rules of words are so complex. That is why I am framing this Harinama Amali I am framing this rules of Harinama Amrita because this is specifically for Vaishnavas. Devotees must take advantage of this Samskrit. So it has been, because this subject is not explored more, the Sanskrit grammar introduced by Jiva Goswami is not explored more. So what's happening is that people find it difficult, and people say that what Jiva Goswami has done is only for a small section of people. It's not for everyone. So better we study the traditional rules of grammar. That's what many people say. But then Jiva Goswami has explicitly said this is meant for Vaishnavas. All Vaishnavas must take advantage of this. If they have to study Sanskrit, Vaishnavas have to study it this way. That is what Jiva Goswami Prabhupada has very clearly said. Why? Why not other grammars? Because Vyakarane Maruni Vritti Jivana Luddha Sada Sambindha Vyakarancha Tad Bhaktya Pibantu Shatadavagat. See, I have the intellect. I have the capacity to study all these difficult rules. How can you question that? Somebody may ask. So then he says that, yeah, but then it's also dry. The subject is also dry. That's okay. I am willing to. But then human life is very rare. Kamala dala jala jivana talamala bhajahu haripada nitire. Human life is very rare. We don't have so much time. If we get entangled into Sanskrit and all its complex rules, and it takes so many years to study the subject itself, and then you get into Shastras, so we are just wasting our valuable human life. So better we utilize our human life. This is like a grammars, other grammars, he compares it to desert. When a person is roaming in a desert, he really needs a lot of water. So he's struggling. Suddenly he finds water, he will be so happy. So the seekers of Vyakarna, they are roaming in desert. If they can find this lake of Harinamamrita Vyakarna, let them drink this water, and not just drink, let them dive into it and let them enjoy the coolness of this lake. That's what he is telling. And Vyakarancha Tat Bhakti, it is not just the devotees of Krishna, all the devotees of grammar, anyone who has love for grammar, all of you come and take advantage of it. It's for all of you. He invites them. Shri Harim Maduram Natva Harinamamratam Rasam Vyakarancha Tad Bhaktya Pibantu Vrachavasana. So this beautiful style of presentation of the subject is so wonderful that you directly connect with the Vrajavasis. You directly connect with the beautiful pastimes of Krishna and Vrindavan. So, Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanamapi Vamshi Priyasaki Chidanandan Jyoti Paramapi Padyam Apicha. So in Brahma Samhita it is said that the spiritual world is completely different. There every talk is like a song and every walk is like a dance. So it's very beautiful. So if we can connect with the people who speak the message of the spiritual world, it will be wonderful. And this Sanskrit grammar, with this Sanskrit study through Harinama Amrita can actually connect us with this beautiful spiritual world. So that is why this Harinama Amrita is very special. It is Rasapurna. In other grammars, it's all more dry. It's more based on logic and more rules of grammar. Whereas specifically this is rules are there. There is no compromise in the rules. All the rules are there to derive all the words and forms and subjects. Everything is there. But along with that, the special rasa of Harinama is there, which makes the subject easy and interesting. That is what he says. But somebody may question, see, Vyakarana is a Vedanga. It's also a part of the different Angas of Vedas. So it's not that somebody can just come and make some new rules and change the words the way he wants and make a new set of rules. How can you do that? You are not authorized to change the original words which are there. So somebody may question. For that he gives the Shastra Pramana. Sanketyam parihasyam va stovana helanam eva va vaikunta nama grahanam asheshagoharam. See, Yamaraja tells to Yamadutas that even Sanketika, even for an indication, just like Rama has 5 apples and Krishna has 10 apples. So what is the total number of apples? If you can learn mathematics this way, then you will be able to learn calculation. At the same time, you will be able to chant the name of Lord Rama Krishna, you will be able to chant. So even as an indicator like this, if you can chant the name of Lord, it is purifying. Pariyasam, even out of joke, if you can chant the name of Lord, it is purifying. Even after criticism to somebody, you can chant the name of the Lord, it is purifying. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord is always purifying. So nobody can say that by framing these rules of grammar and by studying it this way, it is not purifying or it's going against the Shastras. Definitely not going against the Shastra. It's very much within the bracket of Shastras only that we are introducing the subject like this. So that is the thing that Jiva Goswami speaks about in the Mangalacharana. Now this process of learning, how I would like to do, we are meeting for 45 minutes. We will also plan to meet for 15 more minutes with the alphabet learning afterwards. So within this 45 minutes, I would like to focus on 3 aspects. First 15 minutes, there will be some memorization because when a person newly enrolls to learning Sanskrit, he has to do memorization. Unless we memorize the different words, we will not be able to grasp the subject. So there will be some memorization practice for the first 15 minutes. And after that, the next 15 minutes, I will tell you some philosophy of the language itself. And the last 15 minutes, I will dedicate to Sambhashanam, speaking Sanskrit. So I expect that initially it's okay. We will be discussing in English and little bit Sanskrit. So after a few classes, I will increase my Sanskrit and eventually I will be exclusively conversing in Sanskrit. And I expect that all of you also very soon in another 10 to 15 classes, at least 10 classes, come to a level where all of you converse in Sanskrit only. in this session. So this is to drive away the fear. Initially, there will be a fear that, oh, this is a new language, how we can do it. But if we enforce ourselves, there may be some mistakes which will be corrected. But if we enforce ourselves, then actually we will be able to speak in Sanskrit. Samskrta bhasha, sarala bhasha. It's easy language. It's not difficult. So this is the program which I want to do for all of you. Okay. Now today as an introduction, I would like to make you all memorize one shabda. But before that, I would like to hear from you. So, you have any doubts, any questions about this, or you would like to set some expectations from this that you have when you join this. So, you can all share your thoughts in this regard. Hare Krishna. I hope everyone is able to hear me.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. So you would like to share some thoughts, some expectations, or some doubts you have about this course? You can.
Not from my side, Prabhu.
Okay. Anybody else would like to share something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Dadwan Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, so whatever the session now we are attending, will it be enough for understanding our scriptures and preach somebody?
Actually, if the shāstrās are so huge that even our life is not enough. You are right that this is quite short. But initially, we want to evaluate the interest of people. Parallelly, we have also found a group where we are studying systematically the works of Baldev Vidyabhushan, especially. I have started a session on Vedanta Samandika. There will be some other books also which will be gradually discussed. So devotees can take advantage of this also. But yes, based on the amount of interest devotees take, we would like to increase this also. Would like to increase the sessions, and we will go more deep into it.
Hare Krishna.
Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. No, promise.
Prabhuji, so the grammar rules and the set of rules and all these things, these are based on the Panini grammar.
They are based on
Only the
multiple
Panini.
grammars. Panini and Kalapa and some other. Jiva Goswami studied many different grammars, and based on that, he brought this set of rules.
Okay.
Okay. Should we know anything about Sanskrit language? Okay. So, as I told you, alphabet knowledge will help, but then I will have some extra session for that also. So practically, even if you don't know anything also, it's okay. We can begin from there. Just that if the expectation is set that we have to begin from there, then it will be easy for me. So I think many of you need that alphabet knowledge also. So otherwise, practically nothing else is required. Okay then. So all of you repeat after me. अरामांत पुल्लिंग राम शब्दः
अकारांत पुल्लिंग राम शब्दः.
I would like to repeat once again. अरामांत पुल्लिंग राम शब्दः.
अकारांत पुल्लिंग राम शब्दः.
अरामांत, not अकारांत. अरामांत पुल्लिंग राम शब्दः.
अरामांत पुल्लिंग राम शब्दः.
रामः रामौ रामाः.
रामः रामौ रामाः.
Ramam Ramau Raman.
Ramam Ramo
रामौ
Rama.
रामा
Ramena Ramabhyam Ramaihi.
रामेण रामाभ्यां रामेभ्यः
Ramena Ramabhyam Ramaihi.
Prabhuji, can you repeat that?
Ramena Ramabhyam Ramaihi.
रामेण रामाभ्यां रामैः
Ramaya Ramabhyam Ramebhyah.
रामाय रामाभ्यां रामेभ्यः
Ramat Ramabhyam Ramebhyah.
रामात्
रामात्
रामाभ्यां
रामेभ्यः
रामेभ्यः
Ramasya Ramayoho Ramanam.
रामस्य रामयोः रामाणां
Rame Ramayoho Rameshu.
रामे रामयोः रामेषु
He Rama He Ramau He Ramaha.
हे रामौ हे रामाः
Once again. Aramanta Pullinga Rama Shabdaha.
Amaranta Pullinga Rama Shabda.
Aramanta Pullinga Rama Shabdaha.
Ramanta Pullinga Rama
रामत
Shabda.
राम शब्दः
Ramaha Ramau Ramaha.
राम
रामः
रामो
रामौ
रामः
रामाः
Ramam Ramau Raman.
रामं
राम रामो राम
Ramena Ramabhyam Ramaihi.
रामेण
रामेण
रामाभ्यां
रामेभ्यः
रामैः
रामैः
Ramaya Ramabhyam Ramebhyah.
रामाय रामाभ्यां रामेभ्यः
Ramat Ramabhyam Ramebhyah.
Ramat
रामात्
रामत
रामाभ्यां
Ramabhyam
रामेभ्यः
Ramebhyah.
रामभ्यः
Ramasya Ramayoho Ramanam.
रामस्य
Ramasya
रामयोः
Ramayoho
रामाणां
Ramanam.
Rame Ramayoho Rameshu.
रामे
Rame
रामयोः
Ramayoho
रामेषु
Rameshu.
He Rama He Ramau He Ramaha.
हे
He
राम
Ram
हे
He
रामौ हे
Ramo Rahi
रामः
Ramaha.
So, I request all of you to make an attempt to memorize this whole table. There is a book called Shabda Manjari, which can be purchased, and that will have all these different words. Why there are so many words and why there are so many forms of so many words. Technical details I will gradually explain it to all of you. But initially, you can just begin with this memorization. So, this table you please make an attempt to memorize, and a couple of sessions we'll practice this next session also. And gradually I would expect that you would do anuvada, you would repeat these words in the class, and then we will begin with the further classes. So today I'm just introducing one word. Gradually I will give you the plan of what words we will be doing.
Oh, can you please share the name of the book you said?
Shabda Manjari. I will share
Okay.
the details in the group also.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, you can please let me know.
Prabhuji, in the beginning of the class, you had mentioned some book, some mud.
Yeah, so Sura Saraswati Sabha, you can note down Sura Saraswati Sabha. One thing we could do is, because I am arranging it for some people, if you all give the names, I can arrange it for all of you also. The fees for the book is 60 rupees, and they have exam once in 6 months. The exam cost is also 60 rupees. So you could enroll that and you could write that exam. So, okay then. So we will stop now unless there are any other suggestions or any other questions. So we will stop now and we will continue tomorrow. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Bol.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ನೀವೇ ಬುಕ್ ತರಿಸ್ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ
ಸರಿ ಮಾತಾಜಿ, ನಾನು ತರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಜೀವ ಗೋಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಬುಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ ಅದನ್ನು
ಅದೇನು ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಡ ಈಗ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಕ್ರಮೇಣ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ.